hat-trick there from the boys in green. Chance to be a fine thing if Ireland score a few goals. But anyway, that's another
goals. What about the rugby team killing it?
Yeah, they're probably going to win the World Cup now that they bet Romania.
Don't do that.
We had 3 there. A hat-trick from 3 Irish bands, of course. Irish music exclusive on Fresh FM, Kieran and Dave. We had By the Bay by Fizzy Orange. Then we had Talk To by Sheer Buzz. And we finished off there with Frankenstein Bolts and Atomic Major. And
we shouldn't be playing all this really good music though. Because these DJs in Ireland keep copying us.
I know.
Like this weekend now it'll probably be Anne-Marie Kelly who play all these bands.
You can take that up with Dave, Anne-Marie.
You know, and you probably should just, you know, everyone, all our listeners should listen to Midlands FM, Anne-Marie's show, and just listen to the similarities and draw your own conclusions. I'm only joking.
We're going to give Justin a call now and hopefully have a chat with him. He's from Frankenstein Bolts and we'll see what's going on in their world.
Frankenstein Bolts, of course, they are, I think they're a 4-piece.
I believe it to be so.
And they are from Wexford, down in the sunny southeast. I believe it's going to be very warm down there at the moment because I got some reports that it's very warm in Ireland at the moment. And there's that groovy Skype music.
Hello.
Justin, how are you?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. You're welcome.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on.
We were just saying that you guys are from down the sunny southeast in Wexford, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Is it sunny today?
It actually is sunny today. Would you believe? Yeah.
See, I told you.
That's a myth. That sunny southeast thing is a myth, definitely.
Well, Nelson, where we are, supposed to be the sunniest place in New Zealand, but that's a myth as well. The last few days.
Yeah.
So I see there on your Facebook page you just announced a hometown gig in October.
That's right, yeah, the 19th of October in a place called Frank's Place.
That's handy.
So yeah, we're looking forward to that. Yeah, it's a nice intimate venue, you know, so we do enjoy those kind of gigs.
And is it true there, prior to you being the full complement 4-piece, you were, this is probably going back a little bit, but you were just a 2-piece for a while, right?
That's right, yeah. We started out as a duo, yeah. And we eventually kind of the sound started to grow, so with that you need more musicians, you know. But I'm lucky that the musicians that I play with now, they're really great, you know. So yeah, we started out as a duo, and we were a duo for a long time. And then a drummer, we got a live drummer in, Tom, and then eventually Brian joined on bass.
Very good.
We had a whole show was about bass last week, you see, so you know.
That's a cool instrument, that.
Oh, thanks, because I play that as well.
You were quick with that one, Dave.
Yeah, I know.
Any compliment at all?
Oh, you got to take it as a bass player.
Very good. Where did the name come out of?
You know, it's up there with saxophone and some other cool instruments that instantly make you cool.
I know, but the saxophone, though, you know, it had its day, and it's kind of, you know, Tina Turner and like and all that kind of crap. It's a bit cheesy now. The bass remains cool all the time.
That's what all the bass players say.
True.
Yeah, well, you know,
it's consistent.
Yeah, consistently cool. Yeah, that's right.
So where did the band name come out of, Justin?
When I made the first album, Slow Season, I made it with a producer, Paul Juggins. We had recorded all the songs, and one of the songs is actually called Frankenstein Bolts. And we were trying to enter a few songs into this festival. I wanted to get them in, so play a festival, you know. So the festival needed a name for the band or the act. It was only me at the time, and we were looking through different things, looking through the lyrics on the album. We were looking through things, and Paul said to me, "I'd go and see a band called Frankenstein Bolts." So that's pretty much. But like I'm a big old school horror fan. I like old horror movies and horror stories and stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of where it came from. Frankenstein Bolts. It's the name. It's actually the name of the song, and we still play that song. So it's a kind of a chicken and the egg sort of thing. It's nice. The song came first, you know. So
is that now considered your theme song now?
I don't know. Maybe it's one that's kind of stayed with us, but I think it needs a new fresh coat of paint. You know, it's one of those songs that we've been playing it for so long, though. You know, but it feels wrong not to almost, because of the name of it. So yeah, that's it. That's where we got it.
Good story.
So when you say you're a fan of the old horror, is this like the Hammer horror?
I do love the Hammer horrors.
Yeah.
And I like 80s horror a lot. I like anything that were kind of the special effects or kind of handmade, rather than a CGI thing. But so yeah.
Have you seen the Peter Jackson ones like Basket Case and?
Yeah,
they're great.
Yeah,
they're great for the practical effects. They're pretty out
they're
there,
brilliant.
gory.
And like it's a real art form. Like those handmade special effects. The way they came up with ways of we want to do this, but how are we going to do it? I like that the approach. Even the Nightmare on Elm Street series, there was a lot of great effects in that. And yeah, it was the way that I saw a few videos on how they actually made these things happen, and it's crazy. These people are really clever.
What's the one? I don't know which of the Freddy movies it is. It's the one where the hand comes through the bed, is it, or out of the pillow, or something like that? Yeah, that's a great effect. Yeah. I love that.
There's one the Johnny Depp scene where the bed folds in half. Do you remember that? So how they did that, where they had him actually his body going down through the bed, and they had a pair of fake legs on the bed, so they were able to do it that way. Yeah, it's
Johnny Depp's fake legs. There's a new name for a band.
That's brilliant.
Oh, that's great.
I think that was his first movie, actually. That wasn't it?
He did well out of it, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Great.
His legs. Legs that got him through his career.
Get your mum with no legs. Yeah, sorry, I'm not going down the horror route today, but I was just going to comment that, what did you think about the remake of the Freddy with when Eglund wasn't in it? I thought that was not great.
We don't talk about that.
No, that's fair enough. Good. Yeah. So back to the band. Because the rest of the lads in the band would be like, "What are you shouting about?"
We give you one job. So are you touring? Are you setting yourselves up to record music? Are you doing a bit of everything, or what's the lie of the land?
We're definitely recording music. We're recording singles at the moment, but what I've been doing last November, I set a challenge for myself to release a song a month for a year.
Wow.
So last November I put out the first one. So basically, this is me on my own at home, and I have a studio at home here, and I put them out every month. In time for Bandcamp Friday, most of the time it's in time for Bandcamp Friday. Bandcamp Friday is, do you know Bandcamp?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a Friday where they they waive all their fees, so all the money goes to the artist, kind of thing. So I just kind of made a bit of an event out of that, and putting a song out on Bandcamp Friday every month. But so I was doing that, and I'm still doing it. I have 2 songs left to go up till the end of October. But so that's keeping me recording all the time, and getting back into mixing and writing and all that sort of stuff. I kind of, during COVID, the momentum for that sort of thing went a little bit. I was still writing a little bit, but I wasn't doing any recording or anything like that. So this kind of got me going again. And with the band, then what we do is I've kept songs then on that are purely just for the 4-piece band, and we've been recording those now to set up the next few singles for that. So the ones I put out in Bandcamp aren't really singles; they're just songs I'm putting out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what we're doing. We're recording. We're always rehearsing. We're always writing, and yeah, and we've a few shows booked, but the next one then, as you said, is the hometown one, which we always look forward to.
And then you're playing again, like for the end of the year, doing a few gigs in the Opera House, is that right?
No, the Opera House one, that was last year's.
Oh, was it?
Okay,
last year's
December, yeah. So that was a festival. That was pretty interesting, actually, 3-day festival in the Opera House, because the Opera House is a really lovely venue, So it's nice to see. It was nice to see some alternative acts going in there and playing, because it's a real professional setup, just a lovely sounding place,
And so, how do you feel like in Ireland at the moment? Because I know. Well, it seems to be on Twitter that there's quite a community of bands like One Morning in August are liking that we're talking to you, and Foot Squeaker and P Mad and all those guys are just it seems to be quite a decent community at the moment. What's it like going around Ireland playing though? Is it difficult to get the gigs, or?
Honestly, at the moment I'm finding it difficult to get gigs because, and I think without harping on about lockdown and COVID, I think once that ended, I think every band in the world wanted to play a show, you know. So what you ended up then was, you know, the littler bands and the bigger bands, they're all kind of they're all wanting a show, so all the venues were just booking bands. So I'm finding it hard to book gigs at the moment, but when you do, you make an event out of it. The thing about Ireland is so many great musicians, so many great bands, you know, and there is a community there of support where you know you like your comment, you share all each other's music, and like, you know, some of those bands you mentioned are from down this way, the Foot Squeakers and Gory there. You know, everyone's quite approachable. I did one of those songs one of the Song a Month songs there. I had a few kind of Irish artists on it with me on one of the songs. I had a Cork artist called Cormac O'Queeve, who's a great songwriter down there, and over the last while we've been chatting and going back and forth, and he's helped me out a good bit with especially with putting these songs out, you know. So everyone's very approachable. Tim V. Smith, Mr. Billy Fitzgerald, the Holy Roman Army, they're all really great. You know, it was great over the last while. I've been working with a few of those guys, and but even down in Wexford, there's a good community. You know, in the southeast, there's a good music community.
There's some great band names coming out of it, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
Some really great band names, like.
There's a good one down here, Cursed Murphy versus The Resistance, which is Peter Murphy, and it's brilliant. So check that band out.
What was the Brad Pitt?
My favourite one so far was I'd have to check who it was by, but it was obviously a young Irish band. But the song was called "Tom Cruise Does All His Own Stunts." So far, that's the best one.
yeah.
But no, it's great. Like, you've Just Mustard, you've the Emperors of Ice Cream. There's just so many great names, and there's so many people at it. Like,
that's it. Johnny Depp's Legs, another one. Check them out.
I swear to God, I'm going to start a band just called that, just to wind us all up there.
I'll play the sax.
But look, in seriousness, right? Because we get blown away. There's so much new music. So
day in, day out,
like crazy amounts, like, and we're spoiled for choice to be able to play as much as we can.
Yeah.
But like, living in New Zealand, there's just nothing like the volume of music.
Oh, Jesus, no.
Like, nothing like it.
Not within an ass's roar, like.
Yeah. So there's advantages for us having all that music coming out of Ireland, but the disadvantage for all the bands in Ireland is that there's so much music in Ireland. Yeah. You know. I think
there's a lot of music, and it's a small island, you know. So what you're doing is in terms of ratio, I suppose, of bands to audience, you're all kind of, I suppose,
you're vying for the same dollar, right? Yeah, that's what it is.
You know. So you can, I suppose, from an audience point of view, I imagine it can be quite overwhelming, the amount of people releasing songs and playing shows and doing all that stuff coming up in their news feeds and things like that. But I don't know. It just seems that there's always good bands coming out here, and you know, it's nurtured a bit. There's a few radio shows over here as well that play all Irish. You know, they have shows that play all Irish, so it's good to have that. You know,
and you're even seeing the likes of Lankham on the Mercury Prize list. Running for that. So great, you're starting to see a lot of Irish artists being played on BBC Six, and there seems to be there's no end to the growth. Like, is there?
Well, it's an amazing pool of quality as well. So.
And you have every single genre covered, you know, with like we're harping on about this every week, that we're speaking to these bands, and there's just we're stumbling across new music without even searching for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
totally. It's impressive, to be honest.
So what's next? So after the gigs, and you've finished after the Frank's, what's it called? Frank's
Place.
Frank's Place. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
After that gig, then you almost finished your Song a Month thing. So what's next year for the Frankenstein Bolts?
What's the big motivator for next year?
I was thinking about that. Actually, I think releasing as a band is the next thing. After the Song a Month thing, there's going to be a huge void in my in my month, you know. So So what I releasing, and you tend to find when you release things, especially an album, you find that it opens quite a lot more doors for you. You know, we haven't released an album since 2018, 2017 maybe.
Right.
So now an album's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to make an album, you know. So once we do have something out like that, I'm hoping. I really want to start getting back to festivals and all next summer. Festivals kind of start around the end of April here, you know. So really enjoy that sort of thing. So once New Year comes, I reckon try and release something a bit more than just a song, you know, maybe a collection of songs, and then hopefully tour on the back of that, you know.
I'm expecting to see some amazing videos with practical effects. That's what I want to see.
Yeah. That's actually, that could be a thing.
Even if they're not related to the song, just mad visual effects. That would be fantastic. Just old school 1980s crappy rubber and ketchup kind of vibe. Like.
Yeah. We have a song there. It's called Night Whispering. We did a video for it a few years back, and we got the loan of like an iron dustbin.
Yeah,
and we built a very, very I suppose Ford-made satellite out of wood, and I don't know if there was tin foil and everything on it, and stuck it in the bin and set it on fire, and we just kind of put it in reverse, and it looked very interesting. So that, I suppose that could be classed as a practical handmade effect.
Yeah, it's the start you need.
Yeah,
as long as you're not doing it on the old computer, you know, you're laughing.
Yeah, out in the back of the house.
Yeah.
Going down and getting the old, like the old cuts of meat that the butcher doesn't want and stabbing them and stuff like that. Put them in the drummer's head and stab him. You know. Sorry, the drummer, Tom. I didn't mean that.
Tom will bait you back.
Yeah, Tom will bait me. But that's great. So good luck with everything. Good luck with the gig. Good luck with the future album that you're probably going to do,
and the videos.
And the videos.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, and if you do those videos, get back on, because I want to know about them.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll release them on Twitter, but like it's.
Thanks a million for all the support, lads, for playing all the songs that you've been doing.
It's our pleasure. Absolutely our pleasure.
We get to come in here and drink tea and eat biscuits and play music. Sure, you couldn't bait it.
Yeah.
It's a dream. It's the dream.
It
is. Yeah. The dream is real. Trying to go to sleep at 1 o'clock in the morning full of sugar and biscuits.
I know. Yeah, tell me about it.
Purple snacks.
We have purple snacks right in front of us. You know that? It's like gold dust over here.
We could always play more music for more purple snacks.
Oh, that's called payola now. That's like the old days of radio. We can't do that anymore.
Right, Justin, what can we play for you? We can stick on one of your songs here, and whatever one you want to stick on.
Maybe I know one of those song a month songs came up on Spotify there, just the last one, Downtime.
Yeah, I have it here.
Yeah,
we can,
so that was song number 3 in the song a month thing. So what I've started to do now is keep them on Bandcamp, but starting 2 months ago, I started putting them one by one up on Spotify. You know,
cool.
So that's why they're appearing on there now. So
deadly.
Yeah,
right.
Downtime.
We'll get that on for you.
Thanks, lads.
Justin Cullen from Frankenstein Bolts. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks very much.
Appreciate it, lads.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Take care.
Talk to you. Bye.
thinks I'm joking. There's no right time for getting free. The planet's lining up to bring you close to me. And as the world sleeps, sit awake, dreaming in the darkness these days.